We're here for our weekly press conference with head coach Carolyn Condit. Coach, well, the win streak came to an end in a very dramatic match against Kent State on Saturday. How did you feel about that match, and what did you tell the team after the contest?
You know, if something great has to come to an end, I guess it's appropriate that it happens in such a great battle. The 5-set match at Kent was a real treat for the many people that were there to watch that, and it was just a battle. It was just in-your-face battle the entire 2 hours that we played. I think that Kent deserves some credit because they just came out on fire, and we didn't see a lot of that on the many films that we watched. So they deserve a lot of credit. They were inspired on their senior night, and they pulled it out at the right time. We had some opportunities in sets 1 and 4 to pull it out and just didn't get it done, and thought we could win Game 5 and didn't get that done. But it's been a great run, and when you have 4 players in double-digit kills, and Maeve was the top digger on the court that night, and so many other good things taking place, you can't feel bad about it. You just move on. I was very proud that Krista is our first setter in the program to reach 1,000 digs because she's such a nice person and she just works so hard on the court. So there's just so many great things that came out of that match. We're still in the hunt, and what I told him afterwards is, this is a great match. Kent deserves some credit. We move on. This is why you work hard every single match that you play. And our win against Northern Illinois, was very important. And we still have an opportunity this weekend to take 2 on the road, two at home, which we're glad to be back home again.
Right, and as you pointed out, the result did change nothing as far as Miami's goals of winning the MAC championships this year. It just eliminated that margin for error that you had. Do you feel that your team grasped that and will be ready to refocus for this weekend?
They absolutely grasp that. It probably is a blessing in disguise, and coaches that have been in this situation before understand it might alleviate a little pressure that we're not undefeated in this streak right at this point. And certainly my team has handled the pressure well if it was perceived as pressure. But it gets to the point as you get to the end of the season that things mount. And I think it's a blessing. I know our team has grasped that point that you brought up, and they are very determined to get back on track. And it'll make it a great practice week. It always redefines what you must do.
First up this week is Akron on Friday. They still have an outside shot for the MAC tournament bid, and they gave us a challenge up there earlier this season. What can we expect from the Zips?
After seeing Kent come alive, we're just ready, and I'm ready to expect anything. Akron has a lot of good athletes on their team. They are led by good leaders on that court, and I don't know their team well enough to know exactly who and how many, but you can tell when they play that they're directed, they're well coached, and it is our next most important match. So they could come here and play at the top of their game as well, and we're going to be ready for that.
Right. Similar to Akron on Saturday, Miami faces Buffalo. The Bulls are also a young team that has had its ups and downs, but clearly has talent. What do they bring to the table?
They bring great athletes to the table, and if they've improved their ball control from the last time we played them, they're a team that you would never take lightly. I know they're trying to come together under the new coach they have there in her second year, and it takes time sometimes to get the culture you want. But I really have a lot of respect for that program and how hard they work, and I know that they'll be blocking and hitting and doing some great things against us, and we just have to be ready and make sure our experience pays off because they are a bit younger than we are.
Finally, on Saturday, it's Senior Day. Krista Burkowskis, Maris Bilo, and Paige Hill have obviously meant a lot to this program and its success the past few seasons. What will be their legacy?
Maris and Paige and Krista are such a great group of athletes and competitors, and I think their legacy is going to be that they work hard all the time and they love to compete in the game of volleyball, and as a result of that and the great example they've given to our younger players and the leadership they provide on the court, they have helped bring our program from being very mediocre and down with some injuries and not having enough depth when they came in to a program right now that's almost set a national record in a streak and is really on a great roll. And I credit that a lot to how hard they work in the weight room, on the court, in school, and what they're all about. So it's been a pleasure coaching these 3 young women. I can't believe it at this point, but that to me is the biggest part of their legacy, is the improvement and where they brought our program now to what hopefully becomes a championship year for us.